Hey everybody, Phil Crew, Comedy, Cigars, and Music, and today's cigar for review is the Hiram and Solomon Entered Apprentice. Off the foot and wrapper, I'm getting some milk chocolate, hay, barnyard, cherry, and cream. Okay, so right off the bat here, first of all, very smooth draw, smooth retrohale. A little bit of sweetness on the retrohale there, with a little bit of earth and butter. And quite honestly, on the finish, it's already creamy. Nice creamy finish. A little bit of earth there, some slight sweetness there present. On the draw, there was again that nice creaminess, some sweetness, some earth. That was just a really good draw. Almost a little bit of caramel on that draw there. A little bit of very subtle white pepper there. A little bit of butter there too. All right, very cool. All right, well, we'll keep smoking this down here and we will see what we get. There's my dog losing his mind. All right, so we are making our way through the first third here. So I'm a little bit overwhelmed with that creaminess that's coming in. I mean, that's just, it's not leaving like an oily coating in there on the finish, like I'm sure maybe some of you have had. It's just creamy, man. Oh my gosh. It's good. When I say overwhelmed, I mean that in a good way. Not like overwhelmed like there's 5 ninjas on my porch and I've got to fight them. That's overwhelming. So on the pull, there's this nice butter, this sweetness, and that cherry that I could smell off the foot and wrapper. It's like that's just real subtle in there, but I am getting that. That's really good. On the retrohale, some earth and butter and some caramely, like a toasted caramely sweetness. And then on the finish, there's just this nice roasted coffee. And I'm telling you, with that cream in there, it's just enjoyable, really enjoyable. That was like a white pepper spice and cherry mixture on that pull. All right, I'm digging it. So about this cigar, the wrapper and binder are both Connecticut shade. The fillers combine 3 tobaccos, which is Pennsylvania Dutch, Habano, Ometepe, and a rare Paraguayan tobacco. And some more information about this cigar, if you guys will humor me. I actually reached out to the company just to ask some questions about the construction of the cigar and if there was anything else they wanted me to know. And they were kind enough to reply and give me some good information. So they say the reason that they use those 3 tobaccos in their filler is to make their Connecticut multi-dimensional. And I would have to say that so far, this far into the cigar, it's working out. In addition, they follow the Masonic order in naming their cigars, just as you would if you were to join the fraternity. So the entered apprentice or apprentice would be the 1st degree, the fellow craft is the 2nd degree. So they wanted to give the entered apprentice a little bit of kick, so you were prepared for their medium cigar, which is the fellow craft. So with that, I would encourage you guys to go onto their website and just check it out for yourselves. They have a lot of information there for you to read. It's kind of cool how they look at their cigars and the whole purpose behind their cigars. So I would definitely encourage you to go read it. It's cool just to read up on stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool cigar manufacturers that do a really good job with their site and just have really cool, valuable information that's just interesting. I find it interesting anyway, but I'm a nerd, so, or a geek, or a dork, or maybe all 3. All right, we are pretty much kind of finishing up the first third and into the second third. The flavors have remained really consistent, so honestly not a big change. Still very smooth, really creamy. I'm enjoying this cigar for sure. I typically am more of kind of like a, I don't know, probably like more of a Maduro guy, but I dig this cigar. That burn line has been absolutely flawless. So that ash just fell off in a nice solid clump for me. Very cool. So I know I've talked about this before, but so when it comes to cigar manufacturers, I think one of the big reasons I don't like just trashing on cigars has a lot to do with me being a drummer and playing music. And no, I'm not trying to sit here and talk about me being a drummer, but it's the reason I think that way is I think it's because, you know, when I used to be like a big gearhead when it came to drums, and I still am. But when you think of all the work and passion that goes into drum making, it's really, for me, it's the same as the cigar makers. Drum manufacturers take so much time working on every single ply of the drum, lugs, every single thing that goes into it, hoping that they get this killer sound. And I feel like that's the same thing cigar manufacturers do, you know. And like I said, it's almost parallel. There's obviously layers in a cigar. You have your wrapper, binder, filler, and to me that's kind of no different than a cigar or a drum manufacturer with different plies. You know, sometimes they'll combine different woods, sometimes it's just one solid type of wood, and I just think that's really cool. That's why I don't trash on cigars. Plus you know, all right, we are rounding off the second third here. This cigar has still been awesome, man. The burn's been awesome. Smoke output, as you guys can see, has been great. Flavor-wise, black pepper spice is starting to come in. That creaminess, man, this cigar is creamy as all get out. A little bit of fruitiness in there. I would still say that fruitiness is still that cherry, and that's actually kind of picked up a little bit, which is cool. A floral notes in there, so that's been nice. On the finish, still that roasted coffee, still creamy, really creamy. Charred meat, charred steak, every so often's come in there. You know what? I'm just enjoying this cigar so much I didn't even do a retrohale. Retrohale, nice creamy, nice caramel. Just a hint of that roasted coffee in the retrohale too. And on this cigar, and I've got it with a couple cigars, on this cigar, here towards the end of the second third, man, there's this nice sweetness developing like right behind my teeth, under my tongue. And that caramel sweetness is almost like a, sometimes it's a nice, smooth, creamy caramel, and sometimes it's this nice, toasted caramel. I dig this cigar. Man, that sweetness I was just talking about behind my teeth and under my tongue, right there, man, just really strong. That roasted coffee is just consistent as all get out too. I would definitely recommend this cigar, no matter what kind of cigars you like, but I would definitely recommend it, especially if you like Connecticut's, but you have maybe had a little bit more milder Connecticut's and you kind of want something that has a little bit more presence to it, or maybe a lot more presence to it. This would be the cigar for you. I'm telling you though, that roasted coffee, that just like, whew, that bounces all over your tongue like kids on a trampoline, dude. All right, we are finishing up the cigar here. Flavor-wise, in the final third here, this cigar kind of started out with some caramel and some sweetness, a little bit of earth in there. That caramel faded away and was replaced by some cinnamon and sugar. The last half of this final third has been cinnamon and sugar, man. Really good. Dynamite flavors. Dynamite! Retrohale. Cinnamon, sugar, roasted coffee, and some earth in there. And then on the finish, man, I'm telling you, that sugar that's like behind my teeth and under my tongue. Awesome, really awesome. Cinnamon in there on the finish, roasted coffee. Still, this cigar from the beginning all the way to the end here, creamy as heck, man. Good Lord, really good. Would I recommend this cigar? Yeah. And also with this cigar, as far as any strength and nicotine, I didn't get it. So if you're a newer smoker or were curious about that, there you go. Smoke time for this cigar came out to 1 hour and 28 minutes. Guys, as always, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you have enjoyed this review, have enjoyed other videos, other reviews, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave all your questions and comments below. I'll get to them as they come along. If you get a chance, check the shop out. I'm doing everything through that shop for the community. Like I said, if you watch the channel news video, all that money I'm going to put back towards the community in giveaways, cigar reviews, and hopefully charity at some point. That would be awesome. That would be my ultimate goal, is to be able to take money that I get through this channel and give it back to charity in some form. So that would be really cool. Guys, until next time, be cool to each other, and I will see you soon.